So we're at the Esplanade now, the Esplanda de Espanya, as it's called, and this is another big focus point of nightlife. It pretty much is right on the coast. There's the harbor, which houses all the, ships and boats of the poor little people, otherwise known as yachts. And this was also built at the end of the 19th century. I'm not certain if this is the original one because I somehow doubt it survived the Spanish Civil War, but maybe it did. Anyway, I'm going to let you take a look here so you can see restaurants have outdoor seating. It's the Mediterranean, you could do that. It's people out and about, stalls selling tchotchke to tourists who of course want tchotchke that they can then bring home to their friends and family that don't want tchotchke. That tchotchke then ends up in a secondhand shop. So, pro tip, if there's anything that you want that is a typical product of the Mediterranean, generally if you go to a secondhand shop, there will be those items for very much less than they would cost here, donated by the recipients who expressed gratitude at the time but really didn't want the items. So let's go up to the other part of the Esplanade so you can see. The pattern is actually a bit of an optical illusion. At least when I'm riding my bike down it, it feels like there's waves, actual waves in the pavement, but it is in fact flat. It's just the way the pattern is completely deceives the eye. So here we are. You can see it's quite lovely here. Artist, he's actually painting. It's a real artist. He wasn't there on the weekend. So you can see local art. Quite lovely. Might end up buying a piece. I do like supporting artists, and I do like art that represents real things. Yes, call me a Philistine if you will, but I believe art should look like something generally. There are a few exceptions of paintings where the color and the shapes that don't look particularly concrete evoke a positive response in me, but they're far and few in between. For the most part, I want my art to be pretty and representative. So here is the lovely stage that they use quite often on weekends. In fact, the Contessa was a little bit late this evening to participate in the concert. Of course, it would have been frustrating. It looked like a big band, and I suspect they would have been playing big band music. And I don't have a dance partner at the moment, and we all know I am horrible at just listening to good dance music. In fact, if anyone wants to torture me, the best way to do it is tie me in a chair and put a 15-piece big band in front of me and let them play the greatest swing dance hits from the 20s through the 40s. It's pretty much the worst kind of torture I can imagine for me. So, let's go back to the Esplanade. See a huge variety of restaurants. I've been reading restaurant reviews, of course. It's one of the many things I do with my time. And it seems to me that since the advent of TripAdvisor and Google reviews and Yelp, the quality of tourist restaurants has increased dramatically. Because of course it used to be that restaurants in tourist areas didn't have to worry about quality because they didn't cater to repeat business generally. But now with these online reviews, how they treat people, the food they serve, quality, etc. actually matter because tourists will go on and leave reviews about those restaurants, which other tourists then read and use to make informed decisions. So in many ways, social media has helped us. Of course, in other ways, I think it's going to be the downfall of our civilization and liberal democracy, but that's a topic for another day. Let's go back to the lovely topic of tourism, shall we? In any case, so I do recommend you read restaurant reviews when you are traveling because believe it or not, even that little podunk corner store probably has a review. But, interesting tip, and this is something many of you might not have known, Yelp reviews apparently are actually a bit of a scam. Restaurants have to actually pay to have good reviews posted. So if a restaurant doesn't pay, then only negative reviews will show up. So it is literally a racket. So if I were you, I wouldn't use Yelp. Use Google reviews, use TripAdvisor. Facebook reviews, I think, are also free. So screw Yelp, use others. So continuing down the Esplanade. Now, a very popular beverage in Spain is called horchata. And horchata is tiger nut milk. Okay, all you immature, probably guys, can stop giggling. Tiger nuts are not the testicles of tigers. That would be disgusting. Tiger nuts are little tubers, little round tubers, and they're called tiger nuts in English because they sort of have stripes on them. Someone thought, wow, that looks like tiger skin. It doesn't to me, but whatever. In any case, tiger nuts ground up make a really nice flour, and you can use that flour to bake delicious baked goods. But you can also pour boiling water on it and extract a very yummy milk from it, akin to almond milk, coconut milk. It's absolutely delicious. Tiger nuts are naturally sweet, so you actually don't have to add a single bit of sugar to it. And in Spain, it's a very popular beverage. A lot of cafes sell it. Here in Alicante, there's one particularly famous cafe that makes it, but they're only open from May to September, so to hell with them, they don't get a review. However, on the Esplanade here, at the north end of the Esplanade, is a cafe. At the very end of the Esplanade is a cafe that sells very nice horchata. I went there and had one 3 days ago, and I'm sorry I forgot to do a video review of it at the time. We were with the group from my language school, so conversation got interesting and I was feeling my Spanish skills fully, so I completely forgot the idea of sharing the experience with you all. So I'm now going to show you the cafe so that if you come to Alicante, you will know where it is and you will know what it looks like. So it is here and it is covered. And here it is. Right. And like I said, it's at the north end, the far north end of the Esplanade, and it's called Peret. I'm not certain how that would actually be pronounced in Spanish. It's very hard for me to pronounce foreign words in other foreign languages. Like I have problems pronouncing English words when speaking German because the Germans don't pronounce the English words the same when they're speaking German. It's a whole thing. Anyway, this is the place. I highly recommend it for the horchata. It is about for a large one, it's €3.80. That's to take away. If you sit at the cafe, it's going to be more, and that's true across Spain. Pro tip, if you want to eat more cheaply, then get the food to go, because then you're not going to pay the 15% gratuity that is included in the price on the sit-down menu. Or maybe sometimes it's a 10% discount. Either way, it will be cheaper to get the exact same food to go than to eat in. So while you don't tip in Spain, per se, the price that's on the menu when you sit down includes the tip, as it were. So takeaway is therefore cheaper. However, taking away means you don't get to sit in the lovely cafe on the Esplanade and people watch. You then have to go fight for space in one of the benches, which are probably occupied by a homeless person, just saying, or a beggar. Anyway, that has been your tour of the Esplanade. More later.